For 29-year-old Chase Hilgenbrink, there is nothing more important than faith.
There was no doubt in my mind that this was a call from God.
A fifth-year seminarian at Mount St. Mary's in Maryland, Chase is just a year away from becoming an ordained priest. But joining the priesthood wasn't always his dream.
The priesthood never seemed to be something I wanted for myself. It wasn't popular. It didn't excite me.
Growing up in a typical Catholic family in Bloomington, Illinois, Chase had a passion for soccer. In high school, he played for the under-16 U.S. national team, and he went on to play at Clemson University. That's before he moved to Chile to play in the pros.
I moved to South America, thinking that professional soccer was everything that I wanted for my life.
But thousands of miles from friends and family, Chase suddenly found himself alone and looking to God.
And I remember at that time just hearing in the silence of my heart, "Be my priest." I said, that's about the most uncomfortable thing that I can hear at this point. That's not comfort. And what I want, is to be comfortable doing, playing soccer and maybe a girlfriend and maybe a lot of friends and the limelight and the fame and the money that goes along with it.
His prayers were answered in 2006. He won a national championship in Chile and soon had everything he ever wanted.
I met a great Catholic girl. We started dating and ended up dating for a couple years, actually. I had all kinds of friends, and I was truly living the life that I dreamed of.
But it wasn't enough. Chase says something was still missing, even though he seemed to have it all.
I'm 25 years old, and there's got to be something more. I can't live thinking that I've already experienced everything that I wanted in my life. I knew at that time what it was. I knew that I was called to the priesthood, although I didn't want to accept it.
3 months after signing a contract with Major League Soccer's New England Revolution, Chase walked away from the game of his dreams to join the seminary.
I've found that there's a much greater way that I can use the game of soccer, and that's to spread the gospel, to glorify Him in everything that I do. Now I'm the chaplain of a Division I men's soccer team here on campus, and so I'm essentially doing more in the sport now than I ever have before.
You've probably heard about the decline in the number of priests. It's pretty stunning. Since 1965, the number of Catholic priests in America has fallen by nearly a third. But get this, according to one study, 58% of American Catholic boys between the ages of 13 and 18 have considered a vocation in the church. And as we saw, the seminary at Mount St. Mary's is full of young men like Chase Hilgenbrink. That's despite the strict vow of celibacy that every priest has to take.
I've learned now that celibacy is not so much a sacrifice as it is just a new way to love. I'm called to love in the same way that Jesus Christ loved His people. That's a lot to live up to, but I'm ready for that challenge.
And as the world waits for a new pope, so does soon-to-be Father Chase Hilgenbrink.
It's an exciting time for our church to see what, God has in store for us in this next pope.